2009's Orphan was a surprisingly shocking little twist on the killer kid subgenre. It featured a breakout performance from Isabelle Fuhrman as a very creepy little girl with a very big secret. Now, in order to talk about today's film, Orphan First Kill, I'm going to have to venture into spoilers for the original Orphan. So if you haven't seen it, go watch it, then come back for this review of its prequel, Orphan First Kill. Welcome back to ML Miller Frights. I'm ML Miller. Before we begin, please do me a favor and punch that like button down below. Share this video with all of your social media addicted pals. Click subscribe to this channel and ring that bell for notifications. Orphan First Kill is new in select theaters, on demand, digital download, and streaming on Paramount Plus from Paramount Pictures. It's directed by William Brent Bell and written by David Coggeshall, David Leslie Johnson-McGoldrick, and Alex Mace. So you're back, and you've watched Orphan. Pretty twisted little flick, huh? Orphan First Kill is a prequel to Orphan, opening in a mental institution in Estonia, where a newbie art therapist is assigned to Lena, played by a CGI de-aged Isabelle Fuhrman once again. Lena has dwarfism, and though she resembles a child of 10 years old, she's actually older than 30. With much of her life, before she was institutionalized, shrouded in mystery, Lena takes advantage of those fooled by her size and escapes. Fleeing to America and posing as Esther Albright, the missing daughter of Tricia and Alan Albright, played by Julia Stiles and Rossif Sutherland, respectively. The Albrights are a well-to-do family with a respectable lineage, with Trish acting as a philanthropist, socialite, and Alan spending most of the time in his studio making art. The couple seems overjoyed that their daughter, Esther, who has been missing for 4 years, has returned. But the longer she's back, the more suspicious Tricia becomes that this little girl isn't her daughter. In many ways, Orphan First Kill is structured in the same way the original was. There's the initial rush of having a new little girl as an addition to the family, and then the cracks begin to show in Esther's disguise. In the original, the twist reveal is what made the movie special, as Esther's adult-like behavior is explained when she turned out actually to be an adult in a child's body. Adding the perverse detail that Esther began crushing on Peter Sarsgaard's character was just the added squirm factor to make it distinct. Well, Orphan First Kill has a twist as well, and it's not what I expected, and it makes the movie just as fun as the original in all the same sick and twisted ways. Now, some might accuse this prequel as being too much like the original, but the difference in the twist and the over-the-top ending veers from the blueprint successfully. There are the same sequences where Tricia has suspicions about Esther, and the reveals of Esther's false teeth and other means to cover up her maturity are also gone through. But in the end, utilizing a lot of the same elements of twisted family dynamics, Orphan First Kill manages to be just as shocking and original as its predecessor. A lot of that has to do with Isabelle Fuhrman, who is actually 25, but de-aged through CGI and body doubles to look 10 years old. While not perfect, the de-aging is pretty solid, which basically smoothens out Fuhrman's skin and makes her eyes bigger. The rest is old-school camera trickery, where Esther is filmed from behind and at distances using a small child actor. The incorporation of both of these techniques really makes you believe Fuhrman is a child and highlights just how horrifying it is to see one do such awful things. Fuhrman's performance is consistent with the original, it still manages to be fascinating. Stiles is also strong in the role of Tricia, which proves to be much more complex than what it first seems. There is quite a lot of blood in Orphan First Kill. No matter how Esther kills, she always manages to get blood spattered into her face. The startling juxtaposition of blood on someone who looks so innocent worked on me every time, but they might be guilty of going to that well a bit more than usual in this one. Fuhrman is a trooper of an actress, as this is a very physical role. Esther gets tossed around all over the place and keeps on kicking. Or maybe it's just Fuhrman's stunt double that deserves some of the accolades. While the first half of Orphan First Kill might feel familiar, by midpoint it evolves into its own unique monster. In many ways, the Orphan series reminds me a lot of the Stepfather series. Both examined the structure of the modern family, then turned that structure on its ear. It's about inviting someone into your home that you think you know, but it turns out they have a completely different, darker side under the surface. Isabel Fuhrman has made Esther a new and iconic slasher with a lot of thematic depth to explore. While this is meant to be a prequel, there still is a lot of mystery around what got Esther stuck in that institution she's in at the beginning of Orphan First Kill, and what happens after the tragic events of the first Orphan. I'm not sure if everyone knows this, but the Orphan series is based on a real-life story. You should look it up. It's pretty warped. There's a lot of strange shit that can be plumbed for future films from that story. I'd be game to see this series continue, as this prequel shows that not only is the technology there to keep Fuhrman as a murderous child, but the quality from original to prequel remained consistent. If the writing and direction continues this route as well, I'd be happy to see Esther return to cause more chaos and show that evil things come in small packages.
You're doomed to live the life you're meant to be, stuck inside your